Thanks to my neighbor's garage, I was able to move the car. Look at that hail on the ground. The show must go on. Severe weather continues. So it's either a beach umbrella or I choose to do something about sunshade on my property. As you can see, I've already decided to do something about it. So here's a bit of a backstory. Back last year when I just moved here, I had access to a local construction dump, which gladly for me, they have disposed of many 2x4x8s and other scrap wood that they haven't been needing to use, was excess, or for whatever reason they didn't like the quality, it couldn't have been used. So they put it in the dump and I picked it up from there. So free dump, just sweat equity that you put into it to carry it, look for it, carry it back to your backyard. And then I've created a little platform, as I call it, for what I envisioned would be a shed, tool shed, storage shed. Most importantly, it had to have a roof. That's it. I didn't even need the walls because I wasn't gonna cover this walls with plywood or anything else, because if you create a closed shed in Texas, it will get so warm on you. It'll, like sauna, it will cook you right out of it. I was intending on sitting on that platform under this shade, in this handmade chair of mine, this IKEA table of mine, and I was gonna build a table and other garden furniture myself for it. But then that construction site got finished. They finished building all the houses, so there was no more leftovers to pick from, and obviously I didn't have enough to finish building my intended sunshade. So then I got stuck and lazy, and it was hot, over 100 degrees most of the days during the summer of 2022 and fall. And then in the winter, I was fed up with it. And I just left it as is. As you can see, I don't have much left. This is as much of the material that is left. I've used some for my garden beds. I've definitely used a lot of the material that I've picked up, but I don't have enough to build with, so I was considering building out of new material. So I'll save some money and invest it into purchasing timber and then building a standard shed that I was intending to build. And when I calculated the cost, it turned out to be about $500, which to me, it's not too expensive if you thinking about a good carcass for the shed. But if you're thinking about a gazebo, just a regular kiosk, to keep you away from the burning sun, then it is a lot of money. And I thought of a good idea to consult my mother, who's an architect. And I told her about all of that, and I asked her opinion. And she gave me a lot of good advice, and she actually gave me a great idea, which is to just get an umbrella, build a table, and put the hole in the middle and keep that umbrella up while I'm out, and then closing that umbrella when I go indoors, because we can't have the umbrella open all of the time. Can't have the portable tents that I had before. The elements are gonna destroy it within half a season. Not even. So another great idea that came from her is putting some posts in the ground in concrete, and then because I have this side of the fence with exposed fence posts, I purchased 4x4x12 that I will be driving into the ground and sitting straight up, and then connecting them with the fence posts. So here's my dilemma. Now, over here I have a tree. So if I'm using that pole and that pole, and then I set 2 poles right here and put the cover shade on top of those 4, then this tree will be under it. So can't really do it. This tree is not yet alive. This year, it was alive last year. Obviously, I planted it last year, but it's gone now. So I can use that pole, and I can use this pole right there. But then I would have to come down here, where, as you might see, there's some sort of, water, whatever, thingy. I don't want to dig around it, so I can't really use that pole. If I keep moving this way, I have a tree right here, which is also appearing to be dead, but it started some shoots. So I don't know if I should take this tree down. Can't keep moving because I have another tree which is alive right there, and over here is too far away from the house. So I'm kind of torn in trying to decide which fence posts to use. Then again, I was initially planning on just using 2 poles and the 2 of the fence poles and make it a square, 8x8, let's say. But then I got greedy at the store, and it was like, well, these poles look durable and sturdy. Why don't I get 4? And this way I have more options. I can always, it's pressure treated, so I can always save it and use it for something else later. Since I don't have the means to transport 12 feet by myself, I asked my neighbor, and they were kind enough to take me with their van, which accommodated that length, and we moved it from Home Depot to here. Now I don't have to use all 4, but I have 4, so maybe I don't even need to use the fence poles, and I can use this space that is gonna be available if I take this whole structure down. Just have to make my peace with needing to have to tear this down, and then set it where I initially wanted my shade, with 4 standalone poles not connected to the fence poles. Yeah, that's a dilemma. I have to think again now. Alright, so here's the verdict. Given that I have to disassemble that unfinished platform of mine, I'll start with that. Most likely, I will set the posts, 4 posts, right where that platform is sitting right now. This way, I can still utilize the fence posts as well if I need to extend my shade, because it's a portable one. It's just the same one as I have on my garden beds over the kettle panels. So given that that shade will be retractable and extendable, I might be able to use that space, although it's 10 feet, but because there's no load on it, I don't have to follow the 8 feet rule. So yeah, I'll get started on just tearing this thing apart. Whew. I'm telling you, sweating in this heat is no joke. Whew. Better than any gym. So the whole structure is down. I just have to finish off taking the nails out of it, and I can start digging holes for the pools. It's a nice cloudy day today. Not like sun is beaming right on me, but I still prefer to be under the shade, because the sun is coming through the clouds. And I wear a long sleeve specifically for that reason too. Protect myself from the sun. Even with the sunscreen here in Texas, you're gonna get sunburn. So wearing long sleeve, yep.